just steps away from boarding a flight out of North Korea. But something happened at the Pyongyang airport, and now an American citizen is in custody. This airport is one of the only ways in and out of North Korea. Just a handful of flights pass through on any given week. And it was here that North Korean authorities detained a man over the weekend as he was trying to board a flight out of the country. Kim Song-duk, who goes by Tony Kim, had just finished several weeks of teaching at the Pyongyang University of Science and Technology, a private institution where foreign professors, including Americans, teach North Korean students. In a statement to CNN, the university says, "We understand this detention is related to an investigation into matters not connected in any way with the work of the university. Details of that investigation or any charges against Kim remain a mystery." So far, North Korea has stayed silent. Complicating matters, Washington does not have diplomatic relations with Pyongyang. All communications go through the Swedish embassy, which confirmed to CNN Kim's detention but refused further comment. The U.S. State Department also says it's working on the case.
Please, have made the worst mistake of my life.
Kim joins at least 2 other U.S. citizens also in North Korean custody. University of Virginia student Otto Warmbier was on a sightseeing tour last year when he was accused of removing a political sign from a hotel wall. His sentence, 15 years hard labor. Kim Dong-chol is a naturalized U.S. citizen serving 10 years hard labor on spying charges. The status of both men, unknown. This apparent third detention of an American citizen comes on the heels of a new warning from the Pentagon after North Korea threatened to take out a U.S. aircraft carrier. North Korea's Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un unveiled never-before-seen missiles at the Day of the Sun military parade, including 2 new ICBMs that could someday be capable of carrying a nuclear warhead to the mainland U.S. Despite rising tensions, travel to North Korea continues as normal. More than 100 people boarded Monday's only flight from Beijing to Pyongyang, including dozens of tourists. Tour companies organizing these trips say everyone will leave safely as long as they follow North Korean law. The detainment of yet another American, a sobering reminder, going home is not always guaranteed. Will Ripley, CNN, Pyongyang, North Korea.
Final target in the war on ISIS, their capital, Raqqa. So wretchedly isolated, held hostage in terror, the closest we get to it is from space, in these exclusive satellite pictures taken for CNN. Here, 2 checkpoints in the street, and nearby, an ISIS flag. Precision strikes cutting its people further off from the world.
Life is not life. Life is death. We are besieged. We can't leave or walk around. Anyone who breathes is slaughtered.
She escaped a day earlier and describes from safety to the north the claustrophobic, paranoid world of living with ISIS in streets covered by massive tarpaulins, put up across this central market to hide ISIS fighters from coalition drone cameras overhead. Another escapee describes how ISIS fighters differ.
The foreigners treat residents very well, but the Syrian ISIS members, they are very aggressive with people.
ISIS used their own drone to film the damage from coalition strikes, part of a slow net slipping over the city. Images of life inside Raqqa are rare, bar one occasion of filming the panic as residents try to flee. Only seconds of horror filmed here as ISIS have just told them the dam at Tabqa to the west might break open, flooding Raqqa. It never happened. Like so much of their propaganda, the dam was fine. But to the west, fierce fighting, backed by US Special Forces, has drawn the noose yet tighter. These coalition-backed fighters to the west, north and east are about to move in from the south. Then, the noose will be complete, and the countdown begins to when these distant streets are open for the world to see again. Nick Payne-Walsh, CNN, Erbil, Northern Iraq.
President Donald Trump and German Chancellor Angela Merkel finally met face-to-face at the White House last month, the awkward body language between them spoke volumes. And the frosty press conference afterwards, well, there was still a long list of issues the two leaders did not see eye to eye on. From the U.S. trade deficit with Germany to Trump's complaint that Germany, quote, owed vast sums for NATO. Social media took to internet memes to mock the awkwardness, including Ivanka Trump, before she was made an official White House advisor, seated prominently next to Angela Merkel, arguably the most powerful woman in the world. But the video from the meeting shows the Chancellor and the First Daughter swapping notes and sharing a laugh. In fact, it was Chancellor Merkel's office that reached out to the White House, asking if Ivanka Trump could personally arrange for a meeting on business skills training with the president. Just one way, analysts say, that Merkel is methodically trying to break the ice with President Trump.
I think there's a sort of an attempt at understanding Trump here. And understanding him is understanding the people around him, and that includes the family. Her sense seems to be that an avenue into the White House is through Ivanka Trump.
Since that White House visit, President Trump has called Chancellor Merkel nearly every week on issues big and small, from European elections to how to handle Russia and Syria. For Merkel, it is at least a start to building a relationship with President Trump.
She tests the water. She is analyzing the man. She is trying to find out what she can do with him, how he ticks, how he works, how he understands issues. She's deliberate and slow. She, even in small circles, makes no value judgments about Donald Trump. She just says this is how he ticks. You see a political plumber at work.
Testing the pipes seems to be working. Now Ivanka Trump has been personally invited by Angela Merkel to attend the W20, a women's leadership summit in Berlin, burnishing the First Daughter's role as presidential advisor, and perhaps one more step in improving Berlin's relationship with the White House. Atika Schubert, CNN, Berlin.